what's UPSA? I'm Malisa. I'm the ambassador lead at UPSA this year. With me are peer mentors
Deanna.
Giang.
Okay, so today we will be talking about dealing with perfectionism as a student and how to build resilience. I know that we're all too familiar with perfectionism, so I just want you to introduce what perfectionism is and how it can manifest in students.
So, perfectionism is a mindset where one believes that they need to be perfect in various aspects of their lives. So, it can manifest differently for different people. Some examples include having high expectations for yourself, a fear of failure, and spending excessive time on assignments and tests. It's very common for students to deal with perfectionism and to feel like this, especially due to strong academic workload and having multiple commitments such as work and extracurriculars. And it's normal for individuals to want to feel like they want to do well, but it's also important to prioritize self-care and to have a healthy balance.
Yeah, I agree. Like in my first year, I think I was so all over the place, especially with like how competitive it can get sometimes. I think I almost sometimes forgot to like prioritize myself. So, how does perfectionism affect academic performance and overall well-being?
Once again, wanting to do well is very common for students. Personally, I suffer from being a total perfectionist. Like if I see my degree report just filled with A plus and there's like a tiny single A in it, I freaked out and just really beat myself over it. And it's very challenging not to be a perfectionist when you're studying. Determines your grades can affect your admission to grad school, to medical school, or even work environment. And this can cause a lot of pressure for students and can even be a distraction. If we're so focused on getting perfect grades and we have this tunnel vision and just go on this downward spiral of wanting to be so perfect all the time, we just lose sight of a bigger picture of what we're learning or even give our full attention to the material. And just in short, remember that being a perfectionist is not sustainable because this can have a huge toll on our mental health, our emotional health, and even our physical health.
Yeah, definitely. Like going down that rabbit hole of like, if I do bad in one thing, it's gonna lead to like an endless stream of bad things happening. Yeah, I think it's really important. That's why to manage our stress and anxiety. So, what are some strategies that people can utilize to manage this stress?
So, definitely mindfulness and relaxation, just something that helps clear the mind and relaxing you just to make it easier to effectively deal with your stress. Also, limiting negative self talk. So, for me, what I do is I kind of remind myself that when I'm dealing with a stressful time, like a big assignment, I remind myself that I've been here before and I've done this before, so I can do it again. And also just seeking support and building a network. So, whether it's your friends who are also maybe in the same program or outside of your program, friends who kind of share this experience with you, and they can kind of take your mind off of it or just be there to have someone to talk to. Also, just taking breaks to prevent burnout and anxiety. For me, taking breaks kind of look like going for walks, working out, just doing something that completely takes my mind off of it and helps me just feel like myself again. And also setting boundaries. So for me, a boundary is I do no work after 9 o'clock. Like that time is for me. After 9 o'clock, like I won't answer any emails or even if it's club related. And that's just my time to watch Netflix and completely de-stress from the day.
Me too. Like after 9 p.m., I just like make myself a tea and take out like Jane Austen, reading it, and put like a rain background sound and just like meditate.
Yeah. Setting boundaries, I think, is really important, and like communicating that with your co-workers or like your supervisors, that's also a good way to like establish those boundaries within your life. So what are like some resources or tools that you can recommend to students who are trying to overcome this problem?
So in Calumet College, we offer wellness lounge, and it's so great for de-stressing. So I really recommend you coming in. Just take a break from your school, and you can learn about new coping mechanism and meet a lot of new friends. And you can even sign up to be a volunteer there too. And we have a mental health club called Happiness Planet Your You, and it raises mental health awareness through very fun monthly events, and it's great for networking too. At York, we also offer counseling services, And they provide, of course, mental health supports with very trustable counselors, and they even host like support group for racialized and marginalized group too. Yeah, how about like what are the tools that you can recommend for students?
Yeah, I think all the tools that you provided are really good. For me, it's also just like self care, so doing something that makes you feel good. I know self care is kind of different for everyone, and also just having an agenda and a planner. Like, for me, it's a physical planner. I have my planner and I write everything out, and it just helps me physically see like all the assignments I have to do and make a to do list. Things like that really help me.
Yeah, I'm a visual person as well, so just like
Yeah.
being able to see how much time you have for like everything, I think it's a really good way to like manage all the workload that we have as students.
Yeah, Notion is really my best friend.
Oh my god, yes,
Yeah.
I love my
Yes.
Notion, yes. But moving on, we want to talk about building resilience. So having a growth mindset in university is really important, especially if you're planning on volunteering at like clubs or if you're planning on working. So, what is the difference between a growth and a fixed mindset, and what is grit?
So, grit can be defined as passion or perseverance for long-term goals. A person who has grit follow through with their long-term goals, even when faced with adversity or challenges. The popular phrase, get back up when you fall down, is what it means to have grit. A growth mindset is the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed and it can change with your efforts. And on the other hand, a fixed mindset is how much you believe your qualities and your talents are fixed or set in stone, which is absolutely not true, guys. An example is, for example, if you're bad at math and you have a growth mindset, you will know that if you try hard enough, you can get better. But with a fixed mindset, you would think that you will always be bad at math, and as you can see, a fixed mindset is very limiting on your abilities and prevent you from reaching your full potential.
Yeah, I agree. Like having a growth mindset is something that I think that helped me at least become a more adaptable person, and that's what allowed me to be involved in university so much. So what are some strategies for students to stay resilient after receiving, suppose, a bad grade or failing a class?
So the first thing to do is really reframe the experience and view it as a learning opportunity. So getting a bad grade or failing, it does not have to be viewed as a failure, rather a reflection of your abilities, and it can be seen as a chance to learn and grow. After you reframe the experience, you can analyze and reflect. So identify the cause, understanding what went wrong and what you can do to avoid those things in the future. So was it lack of preparation, misunderstanding the material? Kind of just analyzing and reflecting where you went wrong, that way you can grow from it. And then also celebrating success, so acknowledging small wins just to keep yourself motivated and reinforce your study schedule. If you get a good grade on a test or assignment, or have been up to date with all of your work, you should reward yourself, because university, it's really hard to feel like satisfied because a lot of things are long term. So I think just like rewarding yourself along the way and understanding that you're doing the best you can is like really important.
Yeah, I agree. Especially this year, I promised myself that I will be following these 3 steps just so like I can, I don't know, stay mentally sane with all the
Yeah.
things that I'm doing. So what role does emotional regulation play in resilience?
So essentially, emotional regulation just refers to how you monitor your emotions depending on the circumstances you're in. So for example, for me, whenever I got triggered, I asked myself like, why am I triggered? Is it some kind of like childhood trauma? And I just work it out. I just like try some breathing techniques to calm my heart rate, and then I'm gonna go back and deal with the circumstances that I was in the healthiest way. So that's it for me. Well, effective emotion regulation can help individuals manage their stress and preventing it from overwhelming them during challenging times. And this also helps with problem solving and adaptabilities. And by keeping emotion in check, individuals can think more clearly and help people by allowing them to recover more quickly from setbacks due to their ability to maintain emotional balance. It is also important for persistence because it allows individuals to maintain motivation by preventing negative emotions from leading to discouragement or giving up.
Okay, yeah. Thank you too for your time and all your answers. I hope you all find our discussion today helpful. Thank you for tuning in. So that concludes our episode today. Tune in for our next episode. It's going to be about delayed gratification. And of course, follow us on Instagram. And if you have any questions, make sure you DM us. And we'll see you soon. Bye.